Most likely the ultimate triumph over God would be finding somebody else to complete you. Because, see, you're created in God's image. And He's complete. He's not married. He's not attached. He has a son. We are that son. We're His, He was complete without us. But He created the Son because He wanted fellowship. And then, to put the story in a nutshell, the Son had a bad thought. I thought about being separate from God, which is a thought that is not in God's mind. But since He gave the Son free will, and He gave him His mind, He also gave him freedom to go outside of that, which there is no outside of that, but the Son, came up with a thought that was outside of the thought of God, thinking He can be separated from Him. And when He did that, He became guilty. And instead of saying, crazy idea, separating from God, we're one, he thought of it as something happened to him that never happened before. He felt guilty because he felt like he rebelled against God, and he fought against God, just like David's sons did against him, and a lot of those stories in our books. And it was just a silly thought, but he let it continue on, and hence entered the ego, hence entered the idea to escape from what I did. All right, now I've harmed God, I've kicked Him off His throne and become my own individual self. Now I've got to escape from God because He's going to get me. So you know what I'll do? I'll make a world. In this world there will be a million, billion things, and we'll separate ourselves into many, many individuals, and we'll be a billion different individuals, and we'll all be different, and we'll think we're a body, and we'll recognize ourselves as bodies, and I'll see you as a body and I'm a body, and we'll form a relationship, and we'll form special relationships, because that's what I feel like I'm missing now from God. I wanted to be special to God. I don't want it to be just a son, just an individual, different from the same as everybody else. Of course, there's only one. This is where the crazy thought comes in. Well, there's only one. But the thought came in is, I want to be special. So I want somebody special. So what happens in our special relationships is we decide, through our learning and values and whatever, we decide we're not one. We're not complete in our own self. I need somebody to complete me. So I'll go find my completion. You complete me. Just totally crazy. You complete me. What happens when you're not there? What happens when you die? What happens when I die? We complete each other? How can that be? You can't find a human being to complete you. You've got to be complete in your own self. So what happens is we find a special relationship. I can replace God because, I'm trying to escape from God anyway. And I was God's precious, most valuable thing there was. And I forget this now. I've made an ego and a mind to escape. Not only have I made a world, but I've also made emotions and things involved in my own self to keep me from God. It's a double shield of oblivion. So I've made sin, guilt, and fear. Sin would be the past, guilt would be the present, and fear would be the future. But the present isn't a present that I can just enter into a present moment. The present is just a leading from the past to the future. The future is always decided by my past, and it can never be decided by my present moment, my present. And the cause will always have to be something from the past. So we find our special person, and we just say, you complete me. And in the beginning there's this false love. It's a love that has an opposite. It has a hate also. And so in their relationship you'll find the hate being exposed to each other also. And guilt, of course. Why is there guilt? I'll tell you why there's guilt. Because when you entered this special relationship, you you saw this person as really even more valuable than yourself. So you compared them as being better than you at first. And so what happened is you gave this person priority and you made yourself smaller. This person is bigger than you now. And so what happens is you're feeling guilty because you're accepting from this person more than what you have to give, and what you have to give is less than what you're getting, so you feel guilty. So in that guilt, it's got to be projected, and it is projected, and it causes disturbances and causes whatever. Sometimes the hate is kept at a lower level where the disturbance in the relationship doesn't get too intense, where it can endure and something's going on, but we put up with each other, and we even laugh with each other, and we'll go out and and party together or whatever. And but the whole time there's this thought, you complete me. And then that person leaves, or that person dies. And then we're like, what is there now? Now is an opportunity for you to find your own completion, to find out who you are, and know that you never left God, and God never left you. You're dreaming. You've been dreaming a nightmare, and you've been dreaming a dream, and it was a pleasant dream, and it turned into a nightmare. Now you know there must be a better way. And the better way is not finding another special relationship, somebody else that will complete me. The better way is to find out who you are by, getting in contact with your source and getting free, totally free. Having no defenses because there's nothing to defend. Walking invulnerable, walking immortal, knowing that you are not this body, that you are spirit, and that you are in control and you are in charge. I'm not there yet, but I'm on my way and I see it happening. And it takes no sacrifice. But here's the trick with the sacrifice thing. See, we think we want certain things, but we don't really want those things. Those things are distractions from what we really want. So when I say, okay, I don't want that, it's not a sacrifice that I'm sacrificing. It's something that I don't want. So, to not do something I don't want is not a sacrifice. We find out what our priorities are. We find out what we really do want. What I really do want is to learn how to be really still, because that puts me as close to reality as I can get. And then when I come out of that, I can see the world with a different perspective. I can see it with the love of my source who I've been in contact with, and see love and see forgiveness and see sinlessness and guiltlessness, and see everybody in the image of the Christ. And I think that's about it. There's a whole lot more, and the story's to be continued. But right now, I want you to know that I'm so grateful for being single, and I see that single now is the way to be, because I'm finding my completeness in my own self. I don't need anybody else to complete me, but I need you, because we are one in reality, and I need you. Actually, God needs you. I need you to be complete, and that's why these messages are coming across. You'll eventually find this. It's inevitable that you will find your completion. You can only go on so long in a mystery in your mind, only so long, and things start getting where I got to find the answer, and then you'll find it. And so, you have a wonderful day. Great talking to you.